Scorpio, love is in the air for you. Romance and joy and creativity. It couldn't be a better year. Scorpio sun, moon, or rising. This is your 18-month astrological forecast for the lunar node shift into Pisces and into Virgo. So stay with me in this video. I will break it all down for you. Welcome, beloved souls. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Vivía, and this is my channel, Your Soul as Well, where I use astrology to help us navigate our shifting and exciting and sometimes turbulent world. I am a certified professional astrologer using the Western tropical zodiac, and I'm delighted to have you here with me today. I want to remind everybody that this is what I do for work, and I'm really trying to build my presence here. So if you like my work, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss an upload. Let's get right to your chart. Here's your chart, Scorpio. As you can see that the nodes moved on the 12th or the 11th of January, depending on where you are in the world, from your 6th house of Aries into your 5th house of Pisces. And the south node moved from your 12th house of Libra into your 11th house of Virgo. So this shift, this nodal shift, is highlighting your 5th house of creativity, self-expression, and joy, romance, and your 11th house of community, friendships, networks, and long-term goals. So the north node is the point that brings energy and brings information in and brings newness with it. And with it being in your 5th house, Scorpio, I would expect your creativity to expand, as well as your self-expression, as well as your joy and pleasure and romance are on the table for the next year and a half for you, Scorpio. This also is a house of children and being a child at heart, connecting to the heart, connecting to our passions, connecting to what makes us come alive. So with the placement of the north node here, you may find a re-enlivened purpose around your passion and rediscovering your passion, prioritizing your joy, and embracing playfulness. Creativity is all up for rejuvenation and a surge of new energy. So with this north node, Scorpio, really creativity and self-expression. It will be time to really embrace this, step into the spotlight, express your individuality. It's a prime time to cultivate your own personal creativity and maybe even embrace some leadership around this for yourself. Since the 5th house is naturally the Leonian house, can inspire leadership. This time period will have you placing focus on things that make your soul sing. And doesn't that sound divine? The 5th house is really about pursuing what brings you pleasure, what lights you up, fulfills you, and brings you happiness. And with this transit here and all of these placements here, it's a time to reconnect to your inner child, discover hobbies or passions that make you feel alive. Don't be too surprised if you do take on a new passion, hobby, or interest. This is a transit that actually may bring a new love life into your life or destined love encounters. And for those of you already in relationship, it will be a time to reinforce that bonding and dive even deeper to rekindle your romance. Because this is the house of children, it's a great time to connect with your children or having wonderful things happen with your children, perhaps more children coming into your life. It is a transit that may bring about fated events with your children or bring children into your life. So if you're not wanting to have more children, just be aware that where the node goes, energy goes, and expansion happens. So just be aware of that, to take the extra precautions that you might need to take, because for some, there might be pregnancy or childbirth. And also, this is a house of speculation, so you might have to take some risks with this node going through this house. With the node up in your 11th house, the node up in your 11th house will be asking you to release old attachments, to group dynamics or collective experiences, bringing you time to reflect on yourself and what drives you, and reflecting on where you are over prioritizing other people's expectations of you, or getting lost in group ambitions. With the South Node being the point of loss or weakness, there will be less emphasis in your 11th house of community and friendships. So maybe things ending here, perhaps a shift in some of the communities that you belong with or some of the friends that you align with. So it might be a time to release and surrender to letting go of certain groups or organizations that you belong to, and to learn to redefine this house. You just may find that some friendships fade away and no longer have purpose, or communities that you are no longer aligned with. Remember that with the North Node in Pisces, Pisces being about flow, it's just better to surrender and go with the flow and let what is just be, instead of trying to force it or make it happen a way that you think it needs to happen or want it to happen. Again, the South Node here in this 11th house being the house of long-term visions and goals, you may be shifting your goals away from the collective back to yourself and your own happiness and readjusting this. Some of the things, some of the dreams and goals that you once had may no longer apply now, and some of those ideas may be ending around that, what that looks like for you. I'm going to go through some important and key dates. Nodal transit. So as soon as the North Node moved into your 5th house, it was already applying to a conjunction with Neptune, just already bringing just this energy, this mystical energy and dreamlike quality to this 5th house. On April 1st, we had the first of 4 conjunctions of Venus to the North Node. Venus at this time was also conjunct the Moon and Neptune at 28 degrees. And this brought a very surreal feeling to this part of the chart, very magical. It imbued it with such a magical element and a dreamlike quality, and really just set this off in such a beautiful way for all of us. On February 7th or 6th, depending on where you are in the world, the North Node will conjunct Neptune exactly. Again, just bringing forth this mystical quality. And what we do have to watch, though, with all of this energy and Neptune, with North Node and Neptune conjuncting one another, is a sense of the dissipation that it can bring, ungroundedness, feeling discombobulated. So that is just the only thing I see here. It's one of the things I see here that might make this not so easy. So just remember, in terms of love, in terms of romance, this could lead to making poor decisions from living with rose-colored glasses on, so to speak, and not seeing a person entirely or a situation entirely for what it is. Because Neptune, remember, is also about lies and deceit. It brings fogginess with it, not able to really see the clear picture. So just remember that element of just needing to stay grounded to make very good decisions. And if you look back to the time period of June 2006 to December of 2007, this is when the North Node was last in your house of Pisces and your house of Virgo. You might see similar themes. So reflect back to that period of time in your life. Reflect back to what was happening there in your life, because that could give you a general idea of some of the things that might come back up or some of the themes you may be exploring again. On February 27th of this year, there will be a new moon at 9 degrees here in your 5th house, where Venus currently is at the time of the ingress. And this is significant because this is a point that will get stimulated several times. So around this time, this new moon, I want you to take note of what is happening in your life. I tell my clients all the time to journal about their lives and key moments to be able to reflect back on their best personal growth and see their lessons they need to learn and the themes that are repeating. This new moon that is happening here, new moons are always about new energy, seeds being planted, and new growth. So around the time of this new moon, just reflect on what you were doing and what you were planting, because later on in the month, we'll have a solar eclipse here, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then next year, we have a line of planets that all cross over this point as well, reinforcing whatever theme is coming up right now, and then re-stimulating this point again. March 1st, Mercury conjuncts the North Node at 27 degrees of Pisces here, where Neptune currently is. So this will bring ideas and maybe communication with children, or maybe some ideas around some new thing that you want to do, whether it's an adventure or something that might require some boldness or courage. It could be around new relationships or romance. On March 14th or 13th, depending on where you are in the world, there will be a lunar eclipse at 23 degrees of Virgo in your 11th house. So lunar eclipses bring change in terms, they are portals cycles, and they bring closures. They usually bring closures, and they're usually fated events. And because this is your 11th house, it could be a community or a group that you belong to. It could be a wish or a dream that you had, or some type of long-term goal is now being finalized and finishing, or something that you were moving on from. On March 17th, the sun conjuncts the North Node at 27 degrees here of Pisces. And so just the sun shining its brilliant light on whatever it is that you have started that new moon before, whatever ideas were being brought in, whatever messages from Mercury. And so it's a time to shine that light, just to bring new vitality and new energy here, and your conscious attention to whatever is germinating here in this house, in this 5th house of yours, beloved Scorpio. The March 29th solar eclipse at 9 degrees here of Pisces is the one that is stimulated by the new moon that forms here at 9 degrees of Pisces on the 27th of the month. On April 1st, Venus makes her second conjunction to the North Node while in retrograde motion at 27 degrees of Pisces. So then this is just another opportunity for love or for romance, burgeoning, or some type of beautification here in this house. Perhaps it has to do with children. So Venus is all about relationships. So something to do with relationship in this house. When Venus conjuncts the North Node is going to come into realization, and there will be more emphasis and emphasis being placed here on relationship. It could be something creative as well with your passions. On April 21st, Saturn conjuncts the North Node at 26 degrees of Pisces. So Saturn is the planet that brings in structure, helps us stabilize. So this is a moment where if there were any rose-colored glasses or deception or lies or deceit or not seeing things for what they are, Saturn's going to come in and give you that reality check that you need to really look at things how they really are. And I think from this point, it will be harder for you to deceive yourself around certain things as it regards this house and these themes that this house brings up. On April 23rd, Venus makes her third pass in conjunction to the North Node at 26 degrees of Pisces. So now Venus is in direct motion again, but in her shadow. So she is covering old ground. So it's time to go back and time to look at what is, because when Venus goes retrograde, we reevaluate. And when she's now moving forward, it's another chance just to look at what is happening here in this house and what you really want with this house, what your true desires are. That's a lot to do with Venus. And as it pertains to the 5th house, this is the desire house. And so she will bring energy that will help you really clarify what it is and hone in on what it is that you truly want for yourself and your life. On June 9th, Jupiter moves from your 8th house of Gemini into your 9th house of Cancer. And this is wonderful for us all because Jupiter is the ancient ruler of the sign of Pisces. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, so Jupiter will be working at its fullest. So this is great for us all because Jupiter will be flowing here in a trine. It's great for you because Jupiter will be flowing here in a trine to your 5th house. So just bringing in lots of positive energy of expansion and opportunity. Expansion, opportunity, and benevolence, tidings, and gifts. It's such a wonderful transit. On August 15th or 16th, Venus will be in Cancer as well. She will have just conjuncted Jupiter, and she will be trining the North Node. So then again, just more positive energy around themes of love and relationship and the things that we desire and wish to bring forth in our lives, all flowing to your 5th house of romance and pleasure and adventure and risk-taking. On September 3rd, then Jupiter makes its exact trine to the North Node in your 5th house. So again, just more positive energy flowing in and bringing you benevolence and abundance to your 5th house. On September 7th, there's a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces in your 5th house. So this is bringing both closure and initiation around your 5th house of all of those themes. So something ending here with a relationship but something also coming in. And it could be to prepare also to look at ending, things around your own self-worth and how you, and loving self and really getting to the heart of childhood, like your inner child and joy. So at ending the ego parts, that could be very well what this is. And the opening up, because the North Node is here, of seeing yourself in a new light, seeing yourself with and stepping forward with that joy and enthusiasm that this fifth house promises. So on September 21st, there's a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo up here in your 11th house. So a solar eclipse is what is energy eclipses are portals that tend to bring in energy and information and opportunity for us. Solar is always about newness coming in, new energy coming in, new beginnings and opportunities. And because it's here with the South Node, there's something closing and finalizing. The themes around this 11th house, closure and initiation around that. So again, friendships and groups and dreams and goals. This is also your higher house of money and your online communities as well, and maybe online businesses. So something around here is shifting for you. There will be some massive shift around here, that something ends, but something new is beginning, and something very powerful and new is beginning. Also keep in mind, beloved, that the 29th degree is the critical degree in astrology, is also known to be a crisis point. But what I've been telling clients and through all my readings is that it doesn't have to be a crisis point if you heed the warnings that are coming and do the work leading up to it. All right. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. So just understand that with the North Node in Pisces is all about flowing and surrendering to the divine. So if we're able to just surrender to what is and not force things and not try to force things and just take care of ourselves every step of the way, take care of your heart, beloved Scorpio. Really nurture your heart right now. Really feed the inner child. And if we're able to just step out along our path the way Spirit indicates us to, then this crisis up here at the 29th degree doesn't have to happen. It just doesn't. Moving into next year on February 11th of 2026, we have Mercury conjuncting the North Node at 9 degrees. That same 9 degrees that the new moon on February 27th initiated. So now Mercury is bringing information back into you, coming back all the way around. He's almost a year later, and now he's back in this spot and bringing information about what it is that you need to know about the newness that is arriving here in this fifth house of yours, whether that's creativity or some life purpose that you're following or some major project, love project, or a child or a love interest or romance or relationship. Shortly after that, on February 17th, Venus conjuncts the North Node, and this is her fourth time now at 8 degrees. On February 27th, the Sun conjuncts the North Node at 8 degrees, and this is 2026. March 13th, 2026, Mars conjuncts the North Node at 8 degrees, and then March 22nd, Mercury conjuncts the North Node at 8 degrees. So this 8-degree point here is being stimulating several times by several planets. First, Venus comes along, and again, she's showing you what you really want, what you really value in this fifth house of yours. What is relationships? Maybe by now you might be just tossing out some old relationship that no longer works for you, and you're bringing something new in that you value more, that values you more, and lights your heart on fire. Then the Sun is bringing more clarity here and bringing this energy of focus, this energy of being able to consciously actualize whichever goals and what you seeded prior and what you have been working on all of this time. Then when Mars comes in, Mars is the action planet. It's going to help you action even more whatever energy that you've been bringing in around this new start here in your fifth house. And then by the time Mercury gets there again on March 22nd, it's just going to be I think even just information coming in about really information and communication and messages really coming in about really what it is that you want in your life, how you want to move your life forward, and how really the information and all this will be here that will help you just unfold this the way that you think is going to be the best way. By July 26, 2026, the nodes shift out of your fifth house of Pisces into your fourth house of Aquarius, where Pluto is. And that'll be exciting times for all of us. The North Node will be there with Pluto for a year and a half. And out of your 11th house of Virgo into your 10th house of Leo. So this is going to be a fantastic year for you, filled with love and purpose and creativity and such enthusiasm. There's really such a sense of enthusiasm and new and confidence and new direction in your life now. There really is this spark and this drive to move forward and to keep going forward. And just, I'm so excited for this transit for you. Scorpio, one thing I mentioned in my general reading that you can go back and listen to, if you want more information on nodes, on the nodes themselves, I did a 3-part series on this already, an introduction to this series. The first is what the nodes mean, and then there's two just general breakdowns. And in one of them, I broke down all of the transits in more detail. And one thing I did mention is that Pisces is the sign of the soulmate. And with all of this energy with Neptune and Venus and all these planets conjuncting the North Node, this really, to me, is a signature of calling in your soulmate. If you are not in a relationship and you want to be in a relationship, beloved Scorpio, now is your time. Just keep focusing on what you want to create. Make sure you're putting yourself out into opportunities that will allow others into your life and putting yourself out there. If you are already in a relationship, it's a great time to strengthen it, to explore romance again and go out on fun adventures and create fun romantic dates with your beloved one, because this is this energy. It really is this energy of connecting with soulmates. And because Saturn is also there, there's also a potential of depending on when you meet this person, when Saturn is still in this house, there's a potential that this could be a long-term partnership as well, and a fully committed one. So just keep that in mind, beloved Scorpio. So my Scorpio risings, that is my 18-month forecast for you for the nodal shift. I hope you enjoyed this reading. So I'm doing regular content now, so make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Stay blessed, beloved Scorpio, and I will see you on the next video.